The first bite happened around here to a man walking his dog on a leash. You can even see some of the blood still fresh here. 3 men then tried to tie down the dog, but it escaped. Hopped this fence, attacked this dog and its owner. It may be another week before that restaurant reopens. The Oliver Hotel is expected to reopen tonight. Yeah, Gene, the rain is coming down pretty heavily right now. I want you to take a look at this car. It's actually been stuck in the middle of the road, and church leaders still fear that something could happen. Shards of broken glass still remain here. Representative Eric Watson of Cleveland, Tennessee, recently drafted a bill that would allow educators to receive voluntary law enforcement training to carry weapons at school. To imprison one person in the state, it costs $65 per day. Compare that to a recovery court at just $35. They fled on Interstate 40 right here going eastbound into North Carolina. Knoxville City Council will take up this issue during its August meeting. Live from downtown Knoxville, Mike Krafcik, 6 News.
Krafcik joins us from our newsroom with more in tonight's top story.
Lori, many students on campus we spoke with have heard or seen Vol Blackout pop up in their Twitter feeds. No one knows who is behind the account, but one thing is clear: the university and its police department have no power to control Vol Blackout. The pictures on Vol Blackout show what appears to be UT students passed out on toilets, the ground, and even on a restaurant bench. A few images show passed out women with parts of their bodies exposed.
I think it's pretty funny. I don't think there's any harm in it. I could see how some people might take it the wrong way.
If this goes too far, there could be plenty of people that get hurt. There could be deaths, but there's nothing that they can do with it. It's freedom of speech, freedom to post whatever you want on your own account.
The University of Tennessee Police Department has known about the account for a short time, but Lieutenant Mike Richardson says nothing he's seen appears to be criminal, and there's not much they could do about it anyway.
There's no way for us to determine where these pictures are, where the site originates, how old these pictures are. So there's nothing really as far as the role the police department can do.
The university's Division of Student Life issued this letter in the student newspaper, the Daily Beacon, in October that warned the students of the perils of posting these types of pictures on social media accounts. It adds, "I checked into some of the posts, and shockingly enough, a lot of those people aren't even Vols. Some aren't even in college."
And people that are being portrayed on this site as being blacked out probably aren't going to be the best candidates for future jobs, even coming out of college with a degree.
The students we spoke with today say they knew about the account, but had never seen themselves or anyone they know in any of the pictures.
I think it's more just college kids having fun. I don't think it's supposed to be, oh, look how drunk the Vols get on a weekend. I think a lot of schools do that.
UT isn't the only school to have a Twitter account like this. We found similar ones from West Virginia University, University of Oklahoma, and the University of Alabama. On your side, Mike Krafcik, 6 News.
6 News reporter Mike Krafcik was in the courtroom for today's plea. He joins us live from the City County building with tonight's top story.
Well, Gene, today's plea deal is the result of a year-and-a-half investigation into the now former trustee John Duncan III. It all started back in September of 2010 when Duncan awarded himself a $3,000 bonus along with 5 other employees of his office for a training program that none of them completed. John Duncan appeared in court this morning with his wife Jennifer, his mother, and father, Congressman Jimmy Duncan. Prosecutor Bill Bright alleged that Duncan lied to the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation by saying that no one ever told him that he couldn't collect bonuses before the completion of the training program.
I told the TBI that nobody at the time of either payment told me that it was improper to make the incentive payments prior.
However, 3 employees of the trustee's office, including David Skinner, told the TBI they had warned Duncan.
States that he had even shown the defendant and Mr. Burnett the language required completion on.
As part of the plea deal, Duncan won't face any jail time and was required to resign as trustee. He's also agreed to cooperate with prosecutors in this and other probes. Duncan left the courtroom before later being booked. He provided no public comment, but in his resignation letter said, "Serving in this capacity has truly been an honor, and I will always be grateful to the people of Knox County for giving me this opportunity." Congressman Jimmy Duncan spoke briefly after leaving the courtroom.
Lynn and I love our son very much, and we're very proud of him. He has done a great job as trustee, and we're going to rely on our faith and move on into the future.
Duncan is due back in court in August. Reporting live from the City County building, Mike Krafcik, 6 News. For the members of the Fincastle Church of God, their new sanctuary is a reality. Tonight, many church members were overcome with emotion.
It's a joy. It's bringing back the memories we've always had.
How are you doing, Jim? Good to see you, buddy. How you doing?
Close to 24 pastors, mostly former Fincastle of God pastors, spoke, celebrating the new building and a church again united.
But let me tell you something. God is a determined God. Yeah. In the hearts and minds of the people, and this is proof.
The devil tried to stop us, but I'm telling you what, we're going on with Jesus just the same.
The newly constructed church is larger than the old. There are more seats in the sanctuary, but more than anything, it brings the church out of a dark period. The old church was set on fire right before the winter holiday.
It's been a hard-fought battle. When our church burned, it was right before Christmas, and we were looking forward to have our Christmas dinner the next day.
On display in the church's foyer, a table and Bible that survived the fire. The Bible originally a gift given to Janet Kitts. But most symbolic, the good book was discovered open to a verse about rebuilding.
I think the Lord spoke to us through that message, the time to tear down, the time to build back up. And I feel like that was the Lord speaking to us, that we would rebuild and have this beautiful church.
To this day, nobody knows who committed the arson. Live in the studio, Mike Krafcik, 6 News 19.